What's up, you guys? So I am here with an update on Danae Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Danae Jackson and her ex-husband, Derrick Jackson. Danae recently appeared on a podcast. I believe it's called the Dear Wifey podcast. And she did amazing. She gave an amazing interview on the Dear Wifey podcast. But if you look at her social media kind of tells a different story than what you saw on the podcast. Like when you saw her on the podcast, she came off level-headed and fair. But when you follow her social media, she still seems like a vengeful person. And she had some really interesting things to say about Derrick Jackson's alleged mistress. So we're going to get into that in this video. But first, make sure you're subscribed to this channel and make sure you click the bell and let YouTube know that you're feeling your girl. So Danae Jackson, she posted on social media. On her social media, she did like a photo shoot. She looks amazing. She did tag the maker of this dress, so I'll share that with you. But it's the caption that is really interesting. She put in the caption, "Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. Tag Pinky Love. I'm trying to preach something." Now, Pinky Love is the alleged mistress or former mistress to Derrick Jackson. So I guess she can't tag her. Maybe she's blocked, but she told her followers to tag Pinky Love. And the rest of the caption, she says, "While I wait, turn to 1 Samuel chapter 30. So she's taking it back to the Old Testament. And the Old Testament is a little different. I would say a lot different from the New Testament. But you'll see why in a minute. She mixes vengefulness with Christianity. And to me, it comes off like a different Christianity than I practice. Everybody that's a Christian doesn't believe the same way. I do have to say that before I get into this. But this is what she said in her caption. She said, when David... And then she says Danae, like she's taking the place of David. So we're in the Old Testament. We're talking about David. You know it's about to be something. So she said when David's wives, and then she replaces wives with husband. And she named the two wives. And she said were captured by the Amalekites. David, which is Danae, had a moment of great distress. Then he, but she says she, went to the Lord and said, Lord, shall I pursue the raiding? And then she says, Pinky Love, the raiding party. Will I overtake them? Pursue them, he answered. You will certainly overtake them and succeed in the rescue. That's verse 8. And she goes on to say, so David, which is her, Danae, took 400, and then she named some of her friends, 400 of the 600 men to pursue what was stolen. It almost sounds like she wants to get back what was taken from her, and she's saying that this mistress took from her. And she says, long story short, David, Danae, recovered all that was stolen and took all the Amalekites, Pinky Love stuff too, as interest for pain and suffering. And then she goes on to say, so I heard Pinky was a model, so I'm going to take that blessing of hers as down payment for pain and suffering. Big God trump little God, sis. Got to be more careful. So basically, in another post, she explains that she is taking, because Pinky Love is a model, she says she's taken that model contract from Pinky Love and now she's the model. And it goes back to what she was saying in the past, how she would look at the men that Derrick Jackson cheated with or allegedly cheated with, and she would compare herself to them. It looks like she's still doing the same thing because she's saying Pinky Love is or was a model. So she's taken that model contract from her and now she's the model. So to me, like I said, this is not the type of Christianity I practice. It's really vengeful, and that's not what I believe in. But for her, she practices this type of Christianity, which a lot of people do. And a lot of people cite David in the Bible. A lot of people cite the Old Testament with the reason that they are so vengeful. So in the comments, she said, did you know God will use the foolish things of the world to confound the wise? And then somebody commented, this went over a lot of people's heads. This is a deep verse / synopsis. I'm here for it. And Danae responded, let those who have ears to hear and eyes to see, let them hear and see what the Spirit has to say. And then she has the flames representing the Holy Spirit. And so she does speaking engagements. From my understanding, she has courses, she does speaking engagements, and this is what she preaches. And then somebody else actually tagged Pinky Love. They said at official Pinky Love, and Danae Jackson clapped at the fact that they tagged her. And so this is Pinky Love's Instagram. Says she's a fashion model. That's what I was telling you guys. Danae says she's taking her fashion contract. And she responded. Now, this may have been deleted because I wasn't able to see it on my phone, but allegedly this is Pinky Love's response. She says, as a woman, I know healing isn't easy, but being in this one-way competition with me isn't going to help. I didn't meet or even talk to your estranged ex until months after he filed for divorce from you, but you're still on social media bullying and harassing me every chance you get. I didn't steal anything from you, and even if I did, your anger would be displaced. That marriage was between y'all, and same goes for your divorce. Tagging me isn't going to bring him back to you. Your pictures are beautiful, but your spirit isn't. This religious themed smear campaign isn't fooling anyone. I gotta agree. She said, get some help and maybe better friends who will keep it real with you that this isn't a good look, sweetie. If you're really healing, the only thing on your mind should be your beautiful children and your walk with God, not me. P.S. To anyone else who may be seeking a relationship with God, don't let this discourage you. Real Christians don't act like this. And you guys, I have to agree, especially the part about get you some real friends. There's so many people in her comment section like cheering her on with this. If you're so vengeful and you're telling people to tag this woman, it's like you're not really moving on. And so that's obvious to me, but so many people are cheering her on with this. And so I do think she needs new friends, new followers, because in my opinion, something is not right here. That's my opinion. Feel free to leave yours. Let me know what you think about Danae Jackson coming for Derrick Jackson's alleged mistress, Pinky Love. What do you think about her still mentioning her, telling her followers to tag her? What do you think about this? Leave a comment and share your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching.